What's up fighting fans, Tibz from the Fight IQ channel. Today we're coming back for another episode of the Fight IQ show. I know you guys don't get much review those days, but I'm working on a few things for the future of this channel. It takes some time, but it will be worth it once you guys see it. So stay tuned. Now it's about to get hot in here with our weekend preview. I picked 3 fights that will deliver you a weekly dose of adrenaline and that you shouldn't miss. After that, I'll also recap what will happen this weekend in the combat sports world. So let's get ready to rumble! On my menu there will be Oktagon 59 in Bratislava, Slovakia on Saturday 20th, Cage Warriors 174 in London on Saturday 20th, KSW 96 in Lodz, Poland on Saturday 20th, Glory 93 in Rotterdam on Saturday 20th, and the UFC Fight Night in Vegas on Saturday 20th. Number 3, I picked Losene Keita vs Predrag Bogdanović. It will be at Oktagon 59 in Bratislava on Saturday 20th. Nice lightweight clash that makes me regret to not be in Bratislava this weekend. 2 of the best European lightweight prospects facing each other. First we have Losene Black Panther Keita, 26 years old, 13-1, 8 wins by way of knockout. Pro since 2019, he started as a welterweight, piling up 6 wins in 6 fights, 3 wins by knockouts, on the Dutch and Belgian scene. He signed with Oktagon MMA in 2021, making the move down to lightweight. He made his debut in December, beating Karol Rysavi by KO in the first round. After beating Ronald Paradiser via decision in February of 2022, he got the title shot versus Ivan Bushinger in June of 2022. He knocked out his opponent in the first round, becoming the new lightweight champion. And after that, he moved down again to featherweight this time. After an amazing performance during Oktagon 39 in February of 2023, he got the Performance of the Night bonus, where he beat Samuel Bark by TKO in the third round. He got another title shot. It was 2 months later for the interim featherweight title, which he conquered by knocking Jakub Tichota out in the fourth round. During his first title defense, it was in July of 2023 versus Mate Sanikidze. He got injured, being forced to quit the fight, causing his first and only pro loss to this day. But he came back healthy 5 months later, snatching the vacant featherweight title with a TKO over Nico Samsonidze. He didn't defend it and came right back up to lightweight, where he faced the experienced Agi Sardari and won by unanimous decision last May. He will now face a young and hungry opponent, just like him, Predrag Bogdanović. The Serb is 26 years old, 16-1, 7 finishes. Also pro since 2019, he did most of his pro career at Serbian Battle Championship, moving between 170 and 155 pounds. He had 14 fights in a 3-year span, really active young man, 14 wins and a lightweight title. He then faced the experienced American Will Brooks, 31 fights at the time, during Titan FC 82 in June of 2023. It was for the welterweight championship, a hard battle of 5 rounds where Bogdanović got TKO'd in the last one. He didn't let this defeat sink in. 6 months later, he came back for the SBC lightweight title, which he got by beating Bakhtiar Alzumanov via rear naked choke in the second round. His last appearance was his first call for Oktagon MMA. It was last March at Oktagon 54, and he won via unanimous decision versus the undefeated prospect Afeni Nafuka, confirming all the potential we saw on the Serbian scene. Now we got ourselves a really interesting matchup. Clearly Keita has the advantage if it's a stand-up fight, and Bogdanović has the advantage if it goes to the ground. It will come down to who will be able to bring the fights where he wants. I'd give an edge to Keita in that one. I think he fought better opposition in his career. He is explosive and powerful, and I don't think Bogdanović grappling will be enough to keep him down. I'll even go with a KO from Keita. Number 2, Miranda Maverick vs Dione Barbosa. It will be in the prelims of the UFC Fight Night in Vegas on Saturday 20th. This one is going to steal the show in Vegas. A short notice but a high-level women's flyweight fight. Miranda Maverick is 27 years old, 13-5, 7 wins by way of submissions. She started her pro career at Invicta FC in 2016, an organization that revealed some of the best female fighters fighting experienced opposition early in her career. She fought versus Brogan Walker, Diana Bennett, and Perce Gonzalez, for example. UFC saw the potential and offered her a contract in 2020. She made her debut in October of 2020, winning after opening a huge cut on Liana Joshua's face, forcing the doctor to stop the fight. In her next fight, she faced the tough Kieran Robertson, who she beat via unanimous decision in March of 2021. Logically, she faced tougher competition after that, facing Macy Barber and Erin Blanchfield, two top 5 flyweights now, losing both time via decision but showing a lot of heart. Since then, she's 4-1 with 2 finishes versus Sabina Mazo and Priscila Cachoeira, losing only versus top 15 Jasmine Jasudavicius. Her last appearance was last February, where she beat Andrea Lee via unanimous decision, showcasing her complete skill set. But her next opponent is also complete, Dione Barbosa, the witch, 32 years old, 7-2, 3 wins by way of submissions. She has a great judo background, she represented Brazil during World Championships, she's installed in the US since 2020 and based at King's MMA under Rafael Cordeiro. You can learn all that by listening to the Fight IQ Unplugged we did, by the way. She started her pro career on the Brazilian scene as a bantamweight. She went 3-0, even beating Karin Silva in that streak. Then lost versus Josiane Nunes via TKO in December of 2019 for her last fight on the Brazilian scene. She entered LFA after that, where she fought 3 times for a record of 2-1. That got her an invitation to the Dana White Contender Series, where she faced Rain Guerrero in September of 2023. She made great impression, showing a high-level submission game and getting an armbar in round 1. Her last appearance was her first fight at the UFC in her home country during UFC 301 last May. Tough fight versus another Dana White Contender Series alumni, Ernesta Carrasquet, where she showed that she could also strike and got the win via unanimous decision. Now it's another step up for Barbosa, facing somebody who got into the octagon with several top 15 flyweights. I expect a lot of grappling in that fight, as it is both fighters' strong suit. I'd give an edge to Barbosa though. Her submission game from the bottom is really impressive and she has a really nice striking. I'm expecting a finish from the witch, getting closer to the rankings. And number 1, Tyjani Beztati versus Endy Semeleer, main event of the Glory 93 in Rotterdam on Saturday 20th. The cream of Dutch kickboxing to top our weekend. The former lightweight king versus the former welterweight champ who just lost his belt. Let's start with the former lightweight champ Tyjani Beztati. He's 26 years old, 24-5, 8 wins by way of knockouts. He arrived really young at Glory, where he made his debut in 2016 at only 19 years old. He confirmed his great potential quickly, 6 fights in 1 year, 5 wins. That includes 2 fights in one night at Glory 49 in December of 2017, where he won the first one versus Niklas Larsen, but lost the second one to Stojan Koprivlensky. 2018 was a year of challenge for him, 4 fights, 3 wins, including a revenge versus Koprivlensky and a unanimous decision versus Josh Johnsey. The only loss that year was versus City Shy, and it was for the lightweight title. He got a second opportunity at the title facing Marat Grigorian in October of 2019, but he lost by unanimous decision. Since then though, he's unstoppable, 7 fights win streak, including a fight for the vacant lightweight title versus Elvis Gashi and title defenses versus Petch and Enrico Kiel last March. He is now willing to open a new chapter in his career, moving up to welterweight and facing the former champ as first challenge. Endy Semeleer, 28 years old, 35-2, 18 knockouts. A lot of experience already. Former M-Fusion Grand Prix winner in 2017, beating Superbon in final. Former M-Fusion 165 pounds champ, 75 kilos. 160 pounds champ, 72.5 kilos. And welterweight champ. Seeing the potential to make Semeleer the new big star, Glory signed him in 2022. He made his debut with the organization in September from that year, knocking Shkodran Vesely out in the 3rd round. 2 months later, he competed for the vacant welterweight title, facing Alim Nabiev. After 5 disputed rounds, he got the split decision, becoming the new champ. He defended it 3 times in 2023, 3 wins against Murtel Groenhart, Jay Overmeer, and the last one via TKO versus Anwar Ulechaib last December. His last fight was last April at Glory 91 in Paris. He faced Chico Kwasi to defend his title and lost via TKO in the second round. I think he underestimated Kwasi, who came really aggressive. He will now need to bounce back to stay in the title discussion. This fight is really interesting. Beztati clearly has the speed advantage. He is taller and has a bigger reach, but Semeleer is experienced in this weight class and has more power. I'd give him an edge in this one. It will be a great battle. Both have great technique, but I don't think Beztati had time to put enough muscle for that fight. I'd say Semeleer by KO. There are some other fights I want to keep an eye on this weekend. At Oktagon 59, I'm really interested to see Jonas Magard, who will fight Josh Hill at bantamweight. It would have been better against Felipe Lima, but the Brazilian signed at the UFC. Still, the matchup is interesting and I expect fireworks. Main event is also good. Ronald Paradiser will fight Daniel Torres at lightweight. Lot of experience between the two. It's gonna be fun. At UFC Fight Night, I like the Aider Amil versus Zhang Yongli at featherweight. 2 highly talented prospects who have the potential to go at the top of this division in the near future. And of course the main event, Amanda Lemos versus Virna Jandiroba. Both are top 5 in the strawweight division. Lemos, former title contender, Jandiroba on a 3 fights win streak. I'd still give an edge to Lemos. She's really good. I'm really a huge fan of her style and skill set. A bit disappointed for Nicolas Leblond, the French flyweight, who should have fought for the flyweight title at Cage Warriors 174, but he lost his 2 scheduled opponents and he's now back in the prelims. I hope he'll get his due soon enough, because he really deserves a shot. There are some nice prospects on the card, so I'll be keeping an eye out. Middleweight championship on the line at KSW 96. Pavel Pavlak will defend his title versus Damian Janikowski. Nice co-main as well between Evelina Wozniak and Maria Silva at strawweight. Junto Nakatani will defend his WBC World Bantamweight title against Vincent Astrolabio in Tokyo on Saturday 20th. And we have Kosei Tanaka versus Jonathan Rodriguez as a co-main event. It will be for the WBO Super Flyweight title. Boxing lovers, tune in. Also in boxing, we have Jake Paul versus Mike Perry. It will be on Saturday 20th. I have to admit, I'm curious. Not a high-level boxing fight, but a good challenge for Jake Paul against the king of bare knuckle, Mike Perry. I think I will watch. And finally, for our kickboxing and Muay Thai lovers, we have One Friday Fight 71 on Friday. It will probably be over when I will release this video. And Glory 93 on Saturday. Don't miss out. And we're done here. Now you know what to watch this weekend, guys. As usual, punch those like and subscribe buttons. It helps me a lot. Go hit the comments, go on Discord, on Telegram, on Instagram. I need you to tell me your thoughts and your picks on the coming matchups. Enjoy the fights. I'll see you next week.
Yeah, when I come undress me, swing with a right, but I might go lefty. I make plus with it, so don't test me. They wouldn't let me. Man's gal when I come